All right, let's cut through the noise. You ever notice how a podcast starts all smooth, like a therapist's office with microphones, then suddenly turns into a digital thunderdome? Oh, we're just having a conversation. Yeah, until that one sentence slips out, and next thing you know, your grandma's sending you links talking about, is this really you beefing with Soldier Boy? Podcasts today are like piranhas with headsets. You swim in thinking you just sharing thoughts, bam, a soundbite gets chomped off and it's circling the internet. They don't care about the nuanced debate on public perception. They out here hunting for that viral gotcha moment, the clip with more mileage than your Uncle Civic. Now you might be thinking, nah, they just asking questions. Buddy, they've got engagement metrics and click-through rates showing on screens you can't see. The second you say something juicy, that's that SEO jackpot. It's less like journalism and more like fishing with dynamite. Let me tell you a story. Dave East pulls up, being all respectful, explaining himself. The host nodding like kindergarten teachers. As show and tell, meanwhile, they're mentally timestamping his downfall. You can't put that viral toothpaste back in the tube. So here's the punchline. You thought it was a dialogue, but really, you're the headline. Welcome to the content factory. Population, you. Let's get something straight. These microphones, not neutral. They're not Switzerland. They're more like landmines with foam covers waiting to explode the second you step a little too real. You sit in that studio thinking it's about honesty and art. Meanwhile, the host got a content calendar and a digital engagement dashboard metrics tracking your every syllable like a hawk with 5G. Now, you might say, but I was just being myself. Sure, and the microphone was just being a portal to 1,000 anonymous comment sections. Audio compression and selective editing, two technical terms that basically mean they'll remix your words and serve them raw to the hungry mob. Let me ask you, if microphones are so neutral, why is every rapper who sits down suddenly trending for all the wrong reasons? You think it's an accident, please? In the end, that mic's less your friend, more your frenemy. A digital double agent smiling while it sets you up for trial by internet jury. Look, the internet's got the digestive system of a garbage disposal. It chews up rappers, spits them out, then laughs while you still picking bits of your reputation off Twitter's floor. Algorithms and echo chambers, those are your technical terms for the day. Basically, the system's built to amplify the wildest, weirdest, and most out of context nonsense possible. Why? Because drama has a higher click-through rate than reason. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, but I just want to be understood. Yeah, you and every phone call your ex ever made. That's not how the internet works. It thrives on chaos, not clarity. Let me tell you a story. I've watched artists go from respected to roasted in 48 hours flat, all because a 7-second clip got snatched, spliced, and delivered like a meme grenade. So don't be surprised when the mob moves on to the next thing. Your 15 minutes of fame just turned into 15 gifts of shame. Let's kill the illusion. You think you're having a conversation? Nah, you are the conversation. Your words, your face, heck, your whole life are just raw materials for the digital sausage factory. Personal branding and digital footprint. Here's your jargon for the segment. You're not just building a career. You're leaving behind a trail of breadcrumbs for the wolves to follow and feast on. Now you might argue, but I control my narrative. Sure, until some intern with Final Cut Pro turns your 45-minute interview into a 12-second nuclear meltdown. Let me hit you with reality. Your name isn't trending because you made a point. It's trending because you made content. There's a difference. One gets you respect, the other gets you roasted. So, next time you hit record, remember, the internet doesn't see people. It sees potential ad revenue, and right now, you're the sponsor. Here's the wildest thing. Everyone thinks the hardest move is clapping back. Reality check, the strongest move is walking away before the circus even starts. See, value proposition and reputation capital fancy terms for your worth in this game. If you're valuable, you gotta move like the Mona Lisa rare, mysterious, and never leaking on Instagram Live. Now you might be thinking, but isn't silence weakness? Nah, sometimes silence is strategy. Let the content vultures starve. Don't serve yourself up on a silver platter. Let me tell you, I double down because I've seen what happens when you don't. When you ignore the warning, your legacy becomes lunchtime for the timeline. So, don't say nobody told you later. In this game, sometimes the best way to win is to never sit down at the table.